Then on specific industry basis, for manufacturing and trade business, companies, like we said earlier, companies that are into whole exports organization, provided they can prove that the proceeds of their sales are reinvested in raw materials, plant and equipment, and spare parts, their income is exempted from taxation. At the same time, companies that are into importation of goods that are not locally available, either by that are not manufactured locally or locally available, are exempted from paying excise duty. That is, companies that are into production of products that are supposed to be subject to excise duty, things like cigarettes, wines, alcoholic drinks and things like that, or luxury vehicles, they are supposed to be subject to excise duty. But because alternatives are not locally produced or locally available, such goods will not be subject to excise duty. Then the exemption on the goods that are exempted from value added tax, VAT, has been further increased. The lists have been enlarged. So goods like sanitary products, basic foods such as bread, cereal, fish, flour, starch, fruits, nuts, vegetable, roots, meat, poultry, milk, salt, and table water, as well as service such as tuition, that is primary to university tuition, are no longer subject to value added tax. Then for companies in agric, as we said earlier, now they've been given pioneer status, so therefore they will be, if they apply for it, they will get tax holiday of 5 to 8 years. Then for companies in construction construction companies will now be charged withholding tax at 2.5% instead of 10 or 5%. They will be charged at 2.5% for services such as road construction, bridge construction, building construction, power station construction. So those particular ones will be subject to 2.5% withholding tax instead of 5 to 10% withholding tax. Then for real estate investments, they will now be seen as a pass-through organization if you register appropriately as a pass-through organization, meaning that they will not be subject to withholding tax or company income tax, because the dividend that they are disbursing out has already been subject to company income tax from the company that generated the profit in the first place. So those things are just passing through real estate investment companies. Then in the area of the banks, the change that we have in the area of the banks is that microfinance banks are no longer required to register. Microfinance bank, like all other small scale businesses, will no longer need to register nor charge value added tax. So that will make services of the microfinance banks more affordable to the users. Then the other thing in the banking industry is the 5%, 50 naira stamp duty that we talked about, that will now be chargeable on any transaction that is 10,000 naira and above on electronic transaction that is 10,000 naira and above, will be subject to 50 naira stamp duty. Then for insurance company, the change in insurance company is that now they can carry forward their losses indefinitely, unlike before when they could only carry forward losses for a maximum of 5 years. At the same time, they are now allowed to fully deduct on expired risk, as well as deduct claims on as well as claims and outgoings. These are the expenses of the insurance company. So now their expenses can be fully deductible before computing income tax. Then for unit trusts beneficiaries, they are exempted from withholding tax. So if you want to be completely exempted from withholding tax on your share investment in other company, if you invest through a unit trust, the dividend that you receive will not be subject to withholding tax. Then for the petroleum industry, the update now is that those in petroleum gas utilization downstream operations will get 5 years tax holiday. Right now those are the ways by which individuals, organizations, businesses can minimize their exposure to taxation in Nigeria. I hope you find this useful, and you can contact me for more information, more guidance. And if you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, if you find it informative, like the video and look out for my next video. Thank you, and have enjoyed the rest of your day. Cheers. Bye.